So I'm done with this, I'll go get that stuff from Mr. Ardmore.
Before this case even reaches a jury, the defendant is standing at a crossroads that could define the next 20 years of his life. This is a Texas courtroom, a serious charge of burglary of a habitation, and a rare opportunity that most defendants would jump at without hesitation. Deferred adjudication probation. But here's the twist: the defendant is turning it down. With an interpreter present, a judge clearly laying out the risks, and prison time firmly on the table, this hearing becomes more than routine scheduling. It becomes a moment about choice, consequences, and whether rolling the dice with the jury is worth everything that could be lost. Stay focused, because what happens next explains why judges don't make offers like this twice.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm you will properly and correctly translate English to Spanish, that the language your client understands, that Mr. Puente understands? You will repeat his statements of Spanish into English for the record. You will do that correctly. So help you God.
Yes, sir.
All right, Lois. All right, go ahead.
Judge, we previously had this case set for trial.
Then why did we take it all?
I asked for it to be set today so that I could speak with him
Okay.
in an effort to figure out where he's at on the case and whether or not there was any conviction possible.
Okay. He's charged with burglary of a habitation, which carries with it up to 20 years in prison if convicted. And where are we on the attempts to resolve it without a trial?
Mr. Hammond's made an offer of a deferred adjudication probation.
And he's not accepting that.
Correct, Judge.
Okay,
And
that is odd. The court will generally, defendants closely consider deferred or unadjudicated probation, since those are not readily given as an opportunity, and deferred is something where the defendant will not be found guilty so long as he follows terms and conditions of probation. Most of those terms and conditions of probation are the rules that all of us have to follow, like don't commit a crime, and don't become intoxicated, and don't take care of your personal business and your family. Those are rules that we all are required to follow. So when somebody turns down deferred or unadjudicated probation, that's rare. I'm just curious, what is the reason he would do that? Now, he certainly has a right to a jury trial. That's what the Constitution stands for. But deferred or unadjudicated probation also allows a defendant to be released in 1/3 of the time of probation if the defendant does well, and that's what the court does regularly. And I don't know if he knows that or not, because if it was 10 years probation, he could be released in 3 1/3 years and move on with his life if he did well.
So we were able to talk about all that today, Judge.
Oh,
and I can say that we have thoroughly considered it. In this case, I do believe that there are issues suggesting factual innocence.
Okay. Well, if he goes to trial, he doesn't get deferred or unadjudicated probation by a jury. That's not allowed.
He understands that.
And they would either acquit him or convict him. And if he's convicted, he could go to prison for up to 20 years. If they grant probation, it's a conviction, and it is seldom erased.
Yes, sir.
When you were finally convicted. He understands all of that.
Yes, sir.
You understand all of that.
Yes.
Okay, then as long as he intelligently and voluntarily weighs the issues, it's his life. He can make the decision he wants, and we will set this for trial and try to get this as soon as we can get to it. Okay?
Thank you, Judge.
That's what we will do. And there are no, I won't accept a deferred or unadjudicated probation offer after today. So,
I understand.
okay, we're going to trial, and that's the choice he makes. And he won't be, the court will not allow deferred or unadjudicated probation if he turns it down today. Okay,
Yes, sir.
thank you. That is all.
Thank you.
Next.
This is, I think this is the way.
What we just witnessed is a textbook example of a court making sure a defendant fully understands the stakes. The judge clearly explained that deferred adjudication probation would allow the defendant to avoid a conviction entirely, provided he followed basic rules that apply to everyone. Once that offer is rejected, it's gone for good. If this case goes to a jury, the outcome becomes binary, acquittal or conviction, with up to 20 years in prison on the line. There's no deferred probation from a jury, no reset button, and no guarantee of leniency. This moment highlights how critical informed decision-making is in criminal court, especially when freedom, family, and future are all at risk.